I'm interested in figuring out, Chris, some ways to grow organic reach, say on LinkedIn, for example. So I'm interested in two specific scenarios. One is for the company page. So I'd love to hear some experiences of good ways to grow that organic reach for the company page. And then two is for the thought leaders at the company. Right now, for example, we have a social media manager. A lot of our thought leaders aren't necessarily going to do the legwork to grow their personal network on these social platforms. Perhaps the social media manager could help with that. So I'm trying to figure out some good ways to potentially redeploy a traditional social media manager from posting sort of PR brochureware to posting this engaging content for the audience, but they're going to need to post it either on the company profile or on the personal profiles of the thought leaders at the company. So I'd love your thoughts on that.
Totally. There's a lot to cover in there. So one clarifying question, it sounded like just in the undertones that you don't think that your thought leaders will actually post, so someone else is going to have to do it for them. Is that right?
Yeah,
I kind of heard that.
I think I think generally that's going to be the case. And that may be the case at a lot of companies as well, where you might have one or two people who will, they can spout the content all day. I'm planning to interview these people. They've got deep insights, but they might not have the time or at present make the time to actually grow the network or post the content themselves.
So on that note, a lot of people are going to probably disagree with me with this statement, especially people that sell like managed services to manage executive LinkedIn profiles. But that's not going to fly. Like, that's not going to work. The reason is that it's not only about going in there and creating content and shouting and just pushing it out. It's about engaging. It's about understanding the audience. It's about getting the qualitative feedback in the comments to drive your content strategy. Those are the ingredients that really need to happen in order to be successful. And so it's basically like you are doing something and then not looking at the data to know whether or not you need to adjust. Get what I'm saying? Like, somebody else, a social media manager, might be able to kind of comp that, but I just don't think it's replaceable. So a lot of people will try and do this because they think that they're too busy. And the problem isn't that they're too busy. It's that they want to do something that's hard, but do it in a way that's easy, which leads to typically giving up or failing. So that's kind of like a hard truth on that note. I think that if you want to be successful here, you need to think about it. People that do it need to think about it differently, to have a level of commitment where it's like, I'm going to post content, I'm going to help people, I'm going to be part of events, I'm going to join communities, I'm going to comment on people's posts, I'm going to build relationships, I'm going to answer DMs. Like, it's not just about posting the content in my view to be truly successful. And I think in the beginning of the question, you're like, I want to turn this into something that's really special. And so I just want to tell you the truth there. When it comes to the content creation, a social media manager can put together and architect a strategy and put your thought leaders in positions where they can demonstrate expertise, like getting them on podcasts, having guests come on your podcast, or you can make one up so that your people are interviewing other experts. You can put them in speaking in front of events, live events. You can create virtual events or webinars or something like this where they talk about a specific topic. All of those things are available, and the social media manager can put those things together if they can connect what the data of what the audience is telling them and things like the chat and the comments and things like that to drive what the content is. And so I did that in 2017-18, leveraging internal experts that were physicians to create that to happen. So I know that it's possible. The distribution side, it really is optimal to, in my view, to distribute from personal profiles. We run both of them here. Our company page is doing awesome and quite impactful, actually, but it takes a lot of time. And so I think that they both take a long time. Let me be honest here. I've been doing this for almost 3 years straight. And so They both take quite a bit of time. I'll give you some tips to make this go a little bit faster. So one is having an audience growth strategy. So in a company page, if you're a company manager, I think you can invite a certain amount of people to like your page. As a recipient of those, it's kind of annoying, but that's a way that you can grow your audience on the company page. I think it's the only way where you can proactively go out and get new people in the audience. On the personal profiles, somebody could go out and connect with people. My recommendation is to connect with people that are engaging with content in the feed, not using Sales Navigator, because you want people that use the platform. It takes a little bit more work. It's a little bit more hand-to-hand combat, but it definitely is more effective because you want people in your audience that log into LinkedIn every day, not people that use the platform every 3 years when they're looking for a job. The next one is that you could publish content more frequently. So the idea of publishing content that a lot of company pages will do twice a month. If you did it twice a day, you'd get a lot more reach, you'd get a lot more engagement, you'd get better significantly faster. Imagine the difference in results over 6 months if you went to the gym twice a month or if you went twice a day. You'd probably be in a lot better shape after 6 months. The stuff compounds just like on this. So it's not only about like the increased reach, but your skills and capabilities and things like that also grow while you do it at a higher frequency. And those are a couple of the tips. The last one that you can consider is if you have organic content that is working on the company page, that you could boost it with ads. So taking that content, running on the company page to directly target it at who you want to see it, with the hope of them seeing your content, seeing this is helpful, clicking on the logo and clicking follow. You could probably make a follow CTA too. So those are some of the ways that you can do it. There are people that use engagement pods and things like that with fake accounts, and I don't endorse any of that stuff. I've never used any of those things before. The way to really win here is to not look for a hack. It's to create a situation where you do work that people value and then just do it and keep iterating. So that was a lot. I'd love to answer a follow-up if you got one. Or maybe are you home? It feels like I talked for a while. Are you home yet? Are the kids back at home from soccer?
No, it's a long drive, but that was good.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Walker, the CEO of Refine Labs. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. We're also live for Demand Gen Live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday night, which will also go on the State of Demand Gen podcast, which is available on Apple and Spotify. Thanks again and see you next time.